All right. Welcome to the December 2nd, 2024 Select Board meeting for the town of Parsonsfield. Welcome to winter. It came and it's here. So, let's see, first thing on our agenda is town clerk report.
Okay. Today was the last day for the 2022 real estate tax payments before interest starts. So if you haven't paid your taxes yet, there will be a small daily interest that will start to accrue. So that will start tomorrow. We are having a Stockview Valley Spirit Tree box again this year, and it's here now. The suggested donations are socks, jackets, snow pants, sleds, Legos, and coloring books. So if you would like to donate, the box is here. And they would like to have the donations available by December 12th. We did put it on our Facebook page, and we will be putting it on the website. The Stockview Valley Spirit Tree also has their own Facebook page, so if you have any questions, you could reach out to them individually as well. I had a question for the board on, that we're in plow season for salt orders, since there was an issue, or a small issue last year. I'm starting to get salt orders from the contractors. Is the protocol for the contractor to call the clerk's office and tell us how many loads they want and we just do it? Or do you need to approve that amount before we order it?
It's never gotten approval prior to order, no.
Is that something you want to start doing if there
No,
was an
because we
issue?
don't want to hold them up.
Okay.
I mean, they may call on Tuesday morning and we wouldn't know until the following Monday.
Okay.
Or we couldn't approve it.
So just keep record like we do on
Yep.
a log when
Yep.
they order it? Okay.
Yep.
So that is starting to come in.
We'll definitely see how much they're ordering.
Yep.
Yep. Yep, and maybe that's something just to have you aware of every week and where we're at. Okay. Yep. Just some reminder things that I didn't want to lose track of. I need to spend some time on personal property. There is one business in particular that has not paid personal property for various years, and it is bothersome because we have a lot of businesses in town that pay every year, and I don't think it's fair.
Mhm.
So I am going to be looking at the next step, if this continues, what we can do in the clerk's office if personal property continues to not be paid.
Okay.
Okay, I think it is a small claims process, but I need to do more research on that. Aaron was talking about the new website potentially, and we just have on the list possibly the online assessing piece of it from different businesses, so I have that on there as well. And the cemetery fund maintenance question as well, so that is on there. Tax collection updates, we do have a balance for the reserve account and the checking account. Those are given every single week. And we have a clerk's to-do list. I'm currently working on getting caught up on the meeting minutes. And with that said, we need to get a hold of Maine PERS and get everybody signed up who wants to for Maine PERS, so it is effective January 1st. And some other bookkeeping items with reserve accounts and budgetary maintenance and lots of filing. So that's what's keeping us busy these days.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Who administers the gift, Stockview Valley, that's collected?
Spirit Tree,
Yeah, Spirit Tree.
like individual or the
I don't know, is it a group? Named?
Bobby Jo Rand kind of heads it up.
Okay.
And she has a group that helps her. Her mom helps her a lot, and a few others. So
Okay.
every time I reach out to her, it's through the Facebook site.
Uh-huh.
And they just gave us
They're
this.
pretty well organized, aren't they?
This is what we're gonna post. So we put this on. And this is this QR codes, and they have Amazon registries, Target registries, QR codes that you can scan. And they actually do give a phone number and an email address at the bottom. So that is on our Facebook page. Reach out. So.
Okay. Just curious, because I didn't know whether it was a group or what. Okay, thank you. All right, today's agenda, everybody has looked at, you good with? Nice thing about our agenda, what's the plural of agenda? Agendas, I'll go with, is that we have the update section from each of the board members, so if we've forgotten anything, we can put it there. Minutes from November 25th, everybody been through those? By the way, we are strictly going electronic with our board packages now, so you don't see people looking at a piece of paper because they've gotten things electronic version. Okay, and bills to be paid today. Different folder. Bills total $11,006.55. And again, that information is emailed to us from the treasurer prior to the meeting. Send that around. Okay, and gonna move right on. No ads from this office, no reports have come into this office since last week. We get on to our two agenda items. We have to pay some of the fees assessed to Michael Nelligan in the Nelligan v. Moreau case, as we were actually, because of decisions, planning board and appeals board decisions, we were actually one of the people that was on the Moreau side, if you will. So we are paying $300 and some odd in mostly copying fees, not legal fees, fortunately, because I'm sure those total many thousands of dollars. Our new security cameras will be installed hopefully tomorrow. Supposed to be here at 8 a.m. Our consolidated communications fiber is installed into the building. I believe I reported on that last week. Also, they came Monday of last week and put our router in so that we now have a router. So we have our 100 megabit fiber connection ready to go. I did not do anything with it this last weekend. I kind of disconnected this last weekend. So I'm planning on coming in Friday and transferring our local network over to that. Once we get that up and running, we'll be able to cancel the Spectrum cable internet and our consolidated, well, okay, that's the first part. That's our network. We are meeting via Zoom tomorrow with Consolidated Voice Engineer to figure out how our phone system will work. I believe they're going to talk to us about the tree structure for the auto answer, which we will have, and how that will be implemented. And I'm not sure when we are actually going to have our phones. Hopefully in the not too distant future.
Are we going to be disabling the current network?
That's the plan.
Okay. Do you need either her or Renee here on Friday just to make sure that they don't get here at 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday and they
As
can't?
long as the Trio server is up and running over the weekend, then I can check it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the biggie.
Okay.
Because I've got all the share drive, I don't run QuickBooks anymore, and I'm not even sure if I could figure out how to do that. But,
Yep.
yeah, so we should be
Okay.
okay, but thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, the Community Resilience Grant. I'm gonna let Jen speak to that.
The grant paperwork is due December 17th, and as a group, after having our community resilience workshop, came up with a lot of the solar ideas. I think what's going to happen with the grant is that we're going to have a feasibility study done to see what type of solar, probably what size and what type of solar array and where to put it works best for the town. One thing that we'll be looking at is how many kilowatt hours the town uses, what our bills have been, and what we can do with a $75,000 grant, because it's not, it's not going to pay for, I don't think, a huge amount. But yeah, I have a meeting with the women that I'm working with on Wednesday to kind of finalize some of this stuff so we can put the grant work together. If anybody has ever heard of community ecology-based or community ecology-based economy. It's a CB is a group up in Norway, Maine, that does all kinds of solar projects for municipalities. They've also done community resilience projects like we're working on, but it's another company that we're looking at to get more information on to see the direction that we're going in. So I think it's all good, and it'll just be one more thing the town has money for and has bills taken care of.
And you said that we need to have a letter.
We need a letter of support that I've started.
Okay.
But until we decide after the meeting on Wednesday exactly what it is we're going to be in support of.
Okay.
Whether
The
it's,
actual
yeah.
wording. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
then next Monday we'll sign it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
It's
So I
getting-
won't be here, so you two can sign it.
Okay.
Next Monday I'm in.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry, we didn't have enough time to get to
Yeah,
some
no,
Zoom meetings with them, so it's just,
All right. Okay, that sounds good. We got, let's see, a copy of a Saco River Corridor Commission permit approving an extension for Keezer Falls Mill Works for the mill property. Basically, it says they can keep doing what they've been doing, as long as they meet the conditions in the original permit, but can't do any expansion of any kind until they meet other requirements. We have an abatement for a property, U11 Lot 21, which had been sold prior to April 1st. So we billed the wrong people. And corresponding to that, we have a supplemental tax for U1121 going to the new owners. Now, let's see, we need to sign those. Okay, put those together. Okay, there's the abatement.
handle it at the same time, okay?
Okay, and there's the supplemental tax form. The top one is the warrant, which could include multiple taxes on it. The second one would be the list that actually tells what property and how much. Okay, we got from our assessors a copy of the municipal valuation return, which let's see. It's a form that has to go to the state. Gives our land and building values, total taxable amount, along with personal property, and brings in homestead and yeah, that's really it. Total assessed value. It's just a form that has to be filed with the state. And we got notice from Eco Maine that there's going to be an increase in fees charged for municipal waste, going from $110.50 per ton to $113.50 per ton. Now, folks, I'm going to reiterate what we've said a few times about recycling. Anything that you recycle doesn't go into that formula. We don't pay anything except for the hauling charge, which is a fixed fee from Mellon, for this. So, you know, we keep a ton out of the stream, we save $110. We keep 10 tons out, we save $1,100. And throughout the year, we ought to be able to do better than we are. We're still sitting at about 10% of our total. That's not good. That means 90% of what's being going into the stream is going into the garbage stream. And that's where it costs us and it costs the environment. So, encourage everybody to follow our town ordinance, which says you have to recycle. Okay, that's it on our items on the agenda. Ask now for any board updates from Jen to start.
Well, just thinking about the recycling, you know, what kind of incentive could you do? You know, could you save money on taxes if you recycle?
Yeah,
Could
absolutely.
you? Right. But I mean, you know, for each individual somehow, I'm just trying to think, is there, what can we do? What kind of a incentive works for people?
Could you ride around, put a gold star on something at face? I mean,
More than a sticker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, the thought process is there.
yeah.
Well, besides working on the resilience project, and also I have another FEMA meeting on management costs. So besides money that we get back for the actual costs of repairing roads and damages, we get a little bit of money for management, which means the time spent working on all this paperwork, which is right, which can never be repaid. Okay, so but that is that meeting is tomorrow, and you know, with any luck, we'll be wrapping up not only April 4th storm, but the December of 22 storm. So I should have some good figures of amounts that we'll be receiving. I also just want to put a shout out and an acknowledgement to the people that returned their voluntary wellness checks when I sent paperwork out with the taxes. I've gotten quite a few, way more than I ever expected, and I'd like to kind of touch base with all those folks at some point to let them know that I do have their information. Should the town be in an emergency situation that lasts more than 3 days, that, you know, somebody will be reaching out to make sure these folks are okay and that they don't need anything or do need something. And we touch base on that in a local emergency management group that we've started in this area. We call ourselves Centers Without Borders because we are 5 towns in 3 different counties coming up with a plan for our local community area that would help out in terms of a storm. I think that's it.
All right. Thank you. Aaron, anything?
Yeah, I met with account manager with Rub Building Systems today to go over the salt shed options that they have. So Rub Systems he said they have installed 12 buildings for this specific purpose across the state. They're out of Sanford. And it's a fabric-sided building that that they make, and so he's going to send me over a few options to look over in terms of cost, and I kind of laid out the fact that this is something that we're looking for way in the future. This is not something that we've budgeted for 2024. This is something that we would need to budget for, and so we're going to walk through that process and kind of get an idea of a few of the options that they have. We took a look on Google, the current site, and so trying to replace in kind or in size with what's there. And so more to come on that piece. So that'll give us a second recommended building for that replacement. So we'll be able to get an idea of kind of what that would cost. Over the Thanksgiving break, was able to see the one in Belfast that was installed, and then he had sent me one over. I wish I'd have known it was there, but Liberty, which is a town near Belfast, that had also had one installed recently. So was able to kind of see the product, which was kind of nice to be able to do. And then the website. So I don't know if either of you got a chance to look at the website proposal that I sent over last week. He's going to touch base with me this week to kind of see where we are, what we want to do. I don't know if you had any questions that you wanted me to ask him, or...
Lee, I have not had a chance to look at it with the holidays last week.
Okay.
I was going to say, what happened last week?
It was a bit busy last week.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, between holidays and snowstorms.
Yep.
So take a look at that. Let me know if you have any questions. I have a few, so I planned on talking to him about, just in terms of hosting and some of the other capabilities around email, if they're able to convert the website over, keeping the name the same, because obviously it's currently hosted by a third party. So if they would be able to just smoothly transition that over, and how that whole process would work. Obviously, I'm assuming they've done this many times with a group as big as GoDaddy is. So I'm hoping that that's a simple answer, but one that I definitely want to understand. I don't want us changing our website name.
Right.
Yeah.
Creating more confusion there. So those are just a few of the questions that I've compiled. So as you get those, let me know, and I'll bring those up when I talk to him later this week. I personally think the website looks great. I think there's a lot of great functionality that we don't have today that would be really good and help with things like FOA requests that we receive. Be able to have searchable agendas and minutes and things like that would certainly make things a lot easier for us. So, I'm certainly in support of it, but I think that we want to make sure that we have any questions that we have answered prior to agreeing to go forward. And we do, I'll just remind that we do save that 50% that he talked about on the first year if we do it by the end of this year.
Oh, wow.
So I know we've got 4 meetings between now and the end of the year.
Yeah.
4 more meetings. So, we've got plenty of time, I guess, to make that call at this point. But that's certainly an incentive to move on it quicker than not. And that was it. I had the G402 class on Wednesday
Yes.
on there for the FEMA class.
Yeah.
So looking forward to hearing about that a little bit more. But that was all I had.
Okay.
I just say that internally wise with this new website, it's going to be really helpful if each department is responsible for their own content going on the website, and they'll be trained. So that helps us a whole lot, because we're not going to get all the departments sending us stuff to post.
Yeah.
I just think that's, and if it's with the new phone system too, if planning board isn't posted, they can call the planning board and leave a message. Why is not saying it would happen, but why are these minutes missing? it would go to planning board would post it. It kind of goes along with phone system, so I think that's great.
Yeah, it definitely creates a sense of ownership for
It does.
each of them, and each sort of group would have their own sub-site
Yeah.
that would be, off the homepage.
And we don't have to chase anyone down looking for missing information. It'll be their responsibility to put it up.
Yep.
And there would be probably some classes or,
Yeah, so they have a 14 to 18 week time frame.
Uh-huh.
So that includes the design stage, that includes having somebody convert everything over from our current site to the new site, taking the PDF documents to making them searchable.
Uh-huh.
So they handle all of that piece, and then that also includes training all staff. And so they do Zoom trainings
Okay.
and then so everybody would have their own login, and then you can make it so like I could only, do the select board, whereas Desiree could only change the planning board, and, and so you can make it so that,
each
there's certain
administrator
sites.
for certain.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that you can make those changes to those sub-sites, but not, to the website as a whole, so you don't have to worry about someone being able to kind of mess the entire site up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a little more point and click and less knowledge base needed on how to, write things into the code and things like that.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's a little more intuitive and
Good.
easier to do. Yeah.
Essentially, we have enough budget to do it without a town vote. Is that correct?
Yeah, so it would be in the technology budget, right? We budgeted for $10,000 for technology. I don't know that we have anything set aside additionally for that. So we could certainly take a look at it, but I believe that would be, kind of where that would lie, right? Is technology, website would be technology. So we'd have to take a look and make sure that we have that
Have that there.
that budget there. But as far as I know, I think that's there, so. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll take a look this week. I apologize, I probably won't get you questions before the end of the week.
Yep.
But it'll be ongoing for at least another week, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Two.
Yeah, and that's kind of the expectation I'm gonna set with him, is that it's, we're still looking at it, we're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And, getting all the questions that we have together, so.
Yeah.
I'll level set with him when I talk to him later this week.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Let's see, before I forget, did you get in touch with Bob
Yes.
Consul?
Yep, he had not been feeling well and was definitely intent on getting, after the holidays, getting back onto his feet and getting more, getting
Okay,
things done. So,
okay. This
yeah.
is the gentleman who is giving us a quote on reassessing the town and then possibly taking over the annual upkeep, basically everything in terms of the assessment that O'Donnell currently does.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's see, the only other thing that I have is to note that we got an FOAA, a Freedom of Access request that we will be responding to shortly. And that's about it, I think.
So this month, sorry.
Go ahead.
Food drive, community cafe, is it? where-
Yep, Community Cafe, December 18th, that's coming out in the shopping guide.
December 18th is cafe?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a week early because the fourth Wednesday is right before Christmas, so we
Yeah,
kind of
food
wanted to do
drive.
something. We're also going to have I'm just going to say Christmas sweater contest during that community cafe.
Yes.
Food drive is the day after, December 19th.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry, the calendar is not done. We will do it tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, let's see. The planning board has site walks. Oh, Jen, you had another date for the subdivision, which I
Yeah.
didn't know about. Well, while she's looking for that, December 7th, starting at 9 a.m. at 24 Federal Road, for the Chris Godomsky cannabis application, and then following that, approximately 10 o'clock at, I believe it's 140 Federal Road, the old Walker Chevrolet building, for Trevor Sanborn with his cannabis facility. And then
Friday, December 6th,
December 6th,
9 a.m.
okay?
There's a site walk for the subdivision application that's on North Road, Route 160. It parallels Secocas, parallels the river.
Friday,
Off
December
of North
6th.
Road.
Off of
on
North
the
Road,
west
across
side
from
of
the
North
covered
Road.
bridge, yeah.
Across from the covered bridge, yeah,
Friday, December 6th, Steve,
9 a.m.
9 a.m.?
Yep,
yeah.
Sidewalk.
site walk.
Got it.
Did they set a public hearing date for that?
Don't,
They did not.
no,
Did
because
not, okay.
basically it wasn't really, it was just it was a map review,
Okay,
basically.
it was
Yeah,
preliminary,
yeah, there was,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And then on December 11th at 6 PM, there are public hearings for the two properties that they're doing site walks for on December 7th.
It's 24 Federal Road, and what's the other one?
140?
140, I believe it is,
40
Federal
Federal.
Road, yeah. And that's about it. We have a couple of workshop items that have been there for a while we need to get back to. Now that cannabis is, although not settled down, it's settled, at least for a while.
I have a Zoom tomorrow at 12 on the Family Medical Leave Act.
Oh, that's right.
So, if anyone wants to attend, I see it's on workshops.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
probably be here because I've got to be here early for this.
You're gonna come in at 8 for that?
Cameras,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, I'll be here
And-
too. I'll be here too. I don't
And then 2
be able to come
o'clock
in my
for
usual
the-
8:30, not. I'll come in for the cameras and I'll have my FEMA at 10, so
Okay,
hopefully it'll be
I
done
think
by noon.
that's it.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
All right, we folks are adjourned. Thank you for joining us.